Oi! Yeah, watch me.
That was no good. I'm Adam Burgess. I'm a canoe slalom Olympian. I'm from a little town called Stone near Stoke-on-Trent, and I'm based down here in Hertfordshire now at the Lee Valley Whitewater Centre. First started canoe slalom when I was 10 years old. It was a link that the local canoe club, Stafford Stone, had with my middle school. To begin with, there was a group of us, we were 8 kids, started out, and it was really just a hobby. It really didn't take long for me to get hooked. By the age of about 12, I was an athlete that had to go to school in between, and yeah, just absolutely loved it from the word go. The group that I originally started out with, one of those was Olympic champion in Rio, and he's still my teammate now. I think it's really important that kids are introduced to sport at a young age, and whether that's from a link that their school's got with facilities in their local area or not, however they get involved, brilliant. I think the most challenging part of competing professionally is remembering kind of what brought you here in the first place. When you're setting a goal, win World Championships, Olympic Games, like whatever it is, you've always got to remember kind of why you started in the first place, what keeps you coming back. Because elite sport's tough. It's really tough out there. Everyone wants to win. There's certainly more bad days than good days, and it takes a lot of bad days to then get the good days down the line. So you need that bit of perseverance. The day I retire is the day I start loving it so much, and if anything, actually, as I've got better and better, I love it more and more. The times when we're injured or we're struggling for form, they can be really difficult, but I think they can also be like our biggest teachers. It's a little bit cliche, but it's so true. The Olympic Games is an interesting one for me. It's kind of bittersweet. I finished 4th. I see that as a gift because the majority of my life up to this point, I've been pursuing that Olympic gold. And that's a journey that I've very much enjoyed. And in a sense, I'm still on that journey now. The margins in our sport are so tight, quite often we're separated by tenths of a second. It's a lot easier actually to kind of blow the race completely than it is to find that little bit of extra time. I think I have an interesting view on hard work, particularly for an athlete. I think from the outside people think it's about coming in and just smashing your body every day and like working hard, like that kind of way. I think when you're passionate about something, the hard work is just a given, right? What I actually think hard work is doing the work away from what I'm doing out there on the whitewater. It's doing the little things, getting enough sleep, eating the right stuff, warming up properly, looking after your body, doing all these things right. So breathwork for me is something I started around 5 years ago now. Now, a lot of this stuff is so simple. It really is something that makes me quite angry that we're not taught this in schools. This is something that I'm trying to use my platform now and hopefully get that medal in Paris, launch something nationwide, and every child in Britain gets an element of breath education. The way I want to use my platform as an athlete now as well, I'm so fortunate that I get to put so much into my performance that I've got quite a lot to share kind of with people. I really like that distinction between routine and ritual actually. I think anything you can purposely take your time over is a treat. For me, it's making my coffee in the morning, taking the time to take in the aroma, grind it fresh always, and brew properly that way. Yeah, when I think of scent, I do try to replicate that scent that we would have in the yoga studio. I guess it was part of the ritual of going to the studio, I since bought the same incense that they burn there actually. When I think of home, the first thing that comes to mind is actually being in my boat, out on the water. I spend quite a lot of time living out of a suitcase. I've been to my proper home as I call it. When I see my family, that's always the most kind of restorative time for me. But after a week there, I came back down here and I remember getting out on the water for the first time again. And I was like, okay, now I'm home.